Welcome to the very first Teen Hall podcast. In the Teen Hall podcast, we're going to be interviewing members of the Northside community and just kind of seeing what their life is like. I'm your host, Theo.
I'm Jasper.
And this is our guest, Abe.
Hi.
So this podcast is going to be about the Teen Hall experience. So first off, just what is the Teen Hall? What is Teen Hall?
So Teen Hall is kind of like a program in the neighborhood where, as the name suggests, a bunch of teens come together and meet. The main Teen Hall is every 2 weeks, and we come together and we discuss all the other clubs and also like volunteering for events from Happen and all sorts of other things. So there's Teen Hall, the actual meeting, and then all the other clubs underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, Teen Hall is kind of like, Tommy always describes it as Northside Student Council.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the motto of Teen Hall is to have fun and make a difference. And we've got a bunch of clubs, and right now we're recording this for the podcast club.
Yeah, so I'm kind of a new member of Teen Hall. I think, Abe, you're the oldest here.
Yep.
I kind of got involved with Teen Hall by Abe, because he's my older brother. And I'm in podcast club and Breadwinners. Breadwinners is one of the bigger ones. You want to explain what that is?
Yeah, so Breadwinners is kind of our most, I guess, elite, for lack of a better term, club, because in a large part you make money through it. Breadwinners is kind of like running a business. We design and print T-shirts, and then we sell them to the community, or we even work with local businesses and other clients sometimes. And so there's a whole lot of things we do to make these T-shirts, and like it's a really educational, just about all things from design to actual running of a business and sales and all sorts of things.
So it's kind of like running a business, but with training wheels.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
And then you can also get like hired from some jobs just from Teen Hall, right?
Yeah. There's some places where, I mean, just on any resume, being part of Teen Hall or Breadwinners looks really good. But there's some businesses in the community that very specifically will hire you straight out of Breadwinners.
So what are some other clubs besides Podcast Club and Breadwinners?
Well, one of them is KMNH, which I'm not really a part of, but KMNH, you guys are both in KMNH.
Yeah.
And you guys basically just do like a news thing, but just for Northside.
Yeah.
So maybe you guys want to go into that a little bit?
Yeah. I guess I can do that since I'm the anchor. But for KMNH, we make stories, we interview people, and like all the stories are about Northside and things happening in Northside, and then we record them right here in the KMNH studio, which is where we're recording the podcast right now.
Yeah, so it is just like in Northside, and it's about Northside, but we have like viewers from like Alaska and stuff actually.
Cool.
And so it's on Facebook, and I think we're gonna start posting on YouTube, right? Yeah. So and it's just in a lot of places, and it's just kind of gives an update on the Northside community. Teen Hall, Breadwinners, Podcast Club, or some other clubs.
Yeah, we've got Garden Club, we have Book Club, we have Film Club, we have Movie Club. Am I forgetting any?
I don't think so. We have some clubs that will come and go. Book Club is a newer one. Well, we've had Book Club in the past, but it's coming back recently in a newer way in Book Club, it's kind of just a normal book club. We'll read a book or a section of a book and come back, but in this newest book club, we're starting to record our opinions on the books here, and I think we're gonna maybe post those on YouTube too, and so it's like kind of a book club podcast almost, as well as the Teen Hall podcast. And Garden Club, I haven't been part of a Garden Club in a while, but I mean, it's gardening. There's lots of
Yeah.
things. You're part of it, right?
Yeah, yeah. Recently, we've been working on making a seed bank and like a seed library, doing all this stuff, trying to get it so it's set up so we can store seeds and then distribute them to the community and do stuff with that.
Cool. And then film club is different because we make movies in film club. And I've been part of film club in the past for the editing, and it's been really cool. And I think our movie even got featured in the Over the Rhine Film Festival last year, which was really cool.
So like kind of what got you in a teen hall, and like how long have you been doing it?
So I've been doing teen hall for, I think I want to say, I
I feel like it's been since right after COVID.
think it's 2 years, right? As of like this month, and I think that I kind of joined it because I'd heard about it. I heard about Breadwinners the most. I think Breadwinners is kind of our most well known club because of the shirts, and on the back of all of our Breadwinner shirts it has our little logo, and you'll come in and buy them. We also have Cam&H, which is public, and I guess this podcast, once it comes out, will be public as in that way too. But Breadwinners it's a very interesting program because I've been interested in design, and it seemed cool to like be able to design T-shirts and like sell them and print them, and so I kind of was like joined for that, and then I joined the other clubs after I joined Teen Hall. For a breadwinner, we've got some things you have to do to become a breadwinner. You have to be at least in one other club, not including Teen Hall, of course, and not including the movie club, because that's just watching movies, which is not that intensive. And then you also have to go through an interview process. And you guys you two have both gone through that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, technically, I think I was supposed to have a meeting with my parents, which hasn't.
Oh,
happened.
that's another thing too. You have to go through an interview, and then you have to have a meeting with your parents.
Yeah. So you kind of joined a little bit late, like later than you could have, because you have to be 13. What were you?
Yeah, you have to
15?
be 13. I think I was probably around 15.
Yeah. But you can find our T-shirts just like on the corner in the Happen store. You can walk in. So like, how really do you like start a club? What kind of happens with
Yeah,
that?
so there's the pre-existing clubs, but you can also start a club if you're like a member and you have something that you want to do as a club. Is that if there's enough interest, you can kind of get people to start a club, and it's pretty easy as long as people will come to it. I think that's kind of how our film club started, and I think it's how a lot of our clubs have started. I think
this podcast.
It's how this
Yeah.
podcast started. Yeah.
Yeah, because this is one of our most recent clubs, because we've been doing this for. Well, I mean, this is our first
this is our
podcast.
Well, we
but
recorded some before, but they weren't good. So
Yeah,
this is the
this
first
is
one
our
getting
first
published.
real podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've probably done an episode like this. We did it once before.
We've done
We
multiple
did-
times
yeah,
of
we
this
did the- we
episode.
did
like the
the same
first intro
episode.
episode.
We've done about
What is Teen Hall?
3 or 4 What is Teen Hall episodes.
Yeah.
But I have third time's the charm.
Yeah.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah, so I think that especially from breadwinners, there's a lot that I've learned in skill wise from Teen Hall. I think that it introduces you to a lot of new people, and you can kind of develops you socially, and you learn how to meet with clients and stuff, as well as learning how to design T-shirts and print T-shirts, obviously. And there's a lot of responsibility that you can learn in Teen Hall, and I think it's just a very good developmental for skills and all sorts of things.
Yeah, I'd agree with all of that. I think that it's really good for learning a lot of skills and stuff like that. And then, there's a lot of stuff that you couldn't otherwise do if you weren't in Teen Hall, because there's, otherwise you couldn't really be doing any of that stuff. You can be designing shirts and like selling them to clients and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's very unique.
And then Tommy's also always talking about how it's good for your resume and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But it's just a good experience.
It's a lot of
overall.
opportunities open up
Yeah.
with teen hall. I definitely agree with what both of you said. A lot of opportunities open up. It shows you kind of how to like have responsibility and experience from a young age. So that's what I like about it.
And I think there's a lot of other people in Breadwinners who have gotten like jobs from teen hall, and especially even once you age out, because teen hall is from 13 to 18. So once you hit 18, you kind of age out, and I think it's really good for whatever you do next in life on your resume, whether it's going to college and applying for that, or if it's you know, getting a job. I think it's a really good for that kind of stuff.
So that's kind of it for our first episode. Make sure to tune in for all of our next episodes. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode. And we hope to see you next time.